I cannot believe it has been a month since the meeting of the European Astronomical Society in Cork. Come with me and travel to Cork, review what happened there. Welcome back to Boring Astronomy. I'm Alessandro, your astronomer next door.
Boring astronomy.
In case you're wondering, I'm Alessandro. I have been in astronomy for the past 20 years, and I'm here trying to share with you some of the things that I've learned along the way. So the bags are packed and let's go, travel. As you can see, astronomers, we don't really travel luxurious. We used a relatively well-known low-cost company to fly from Valencia to Cork. And did you know that to go from Spain to Ireland, you need to pass border control? It was complicated for our Iranian colleague. It was even tough for me because I have a relatively old Italian ID. Arriving in Cork was beautiful. It was nice and green, and from our perspective, it was nicely fresh. Every morning I would wake up early and I would go through the program and write down for myself which ones were the sessions which were the most appealing, and I would write down for myself the name of the session and, most importantly, the room where the session was happening. Like this, it was easy for me to be able to go from one room to another. Clearly, there was a lot of expectation about the LSST announcement, the first light, and then there was a full day dedicated to it. So I attended it. This was the moment the first images were released and we finally could have a first view. I particularly enjoyed a tutorial about the very large telescope interferometer. Optical interferometry is a technique that I myself never used for my own science. I have some vague understanding of it from an academic point of view. The tutorial was very enlightening and I enjoyed it very, very much. The main reason why I went to Cork was because there was going to be a full day dedicated to my science. Unfortunately, I had to skip 2 hours of it, but the rest of it for me was like breathing fresh air. For a change, I even enjoyed my own presentation. Special mention to this psychedelic figure shown by one of my colleagues in her session. But then the beauty of these kind of meetings is that within 1,500 astronomers, you meet people that you haven't seen in 10 years. Luca and I met 20 years ago. We hadn't seen each other in almost 10 years. So we decided that every morning we would have breakfast together. Anaelle and I, we hadn't seen each other in almost 15 years. Last time I saw her, she had not started her PhD yet. Now she's a well-established researcher in her field. But it's not all roses and flowers. This guy, on the first day, had already collapsed in front of the computers which were used to see the posters. The posters were only available through a series of computer screens. You could also access them from your computer or from your mobile. I'm not sure how many people actually used it. My impression is that the posters were not particularly engaging. One topic everybody spoke about was the coffee mug. In every conference you get some trinkets. Bag, mug, bottle. In this case we got this reusable coffee mug, and I think everybody complained about this. It was impractical. Everybody spilled the coffee over them because it wouldn't close properly. At the beginning I thought it was just me, then it turns out everybody had the same problem. And another interesting thing is, once you are around this kind of meeting, you manage to meet people that you normally don't manage to see. In this case we had someone working in Germany, someone working in Chile, and me and another person working in Barcelona, and we finally got to sit together in front of a beer, and we actually were forced to work. So here Valentin and I, we're not posing, we are actually looking at some data, trying to figure out what is in those data. So what do I learn from this conference? If you organize a conference in a place where people have dinner at 6 to 7, you cannot have a conference where the activities end at 6 or 6:30. I have also learned about VLTI. I took a lot of notes, so now I have to study and try to put my hands on some already reduced data so that I can get a little bit of practice. And probably next time I have to make sure that I ask people when their presentations are, because despite my best efforts, I did miss some presentations. So if you were in a meeting with 1,500 astronomers, how would you navigate the meeting? What would you do? How would you plan it? In the next video of this series, we're going to see what do you do after you come back from a conference. If you found this video interesting, like it, subscribe to the channel, and subscribe to my newsletters. Talk to you soon. Ciao.